Hello, everyone. I was searching on the internet for elitists are mentally ill because they create our society. They have all the wealth, all the power. And I thought it was very interesting what happened with the Google search engine. It thought that I meant leftists are mentally ill, and it kept recommending that. Is that an agenda? What's going on with Google? They're banning red pill, but they're promoting a right-wing agenda. It's just bizarre. What a bizarre state of affairs we find ourselves in. And so I put in quotes to be more specific, and I got no results. Okay, so our collective psyche, the consciousness of our culture literally cannot comprehend these words put together. Elitists are mentally ill. So, elitism is so accepted within our society that we don't even consider it a problem. We're all experiencing it as a narcissistic culture. Christopher Lasch, I should say this in every video, right? Because Christopher Lasch wrote a book called Culture of Narcissism, and he's an American. And he nailed it. He just completely got it. And it makes me sick to my stomach to think that this guy in the 70s completely understood our situation, wrote a best-selling book, and it didn't make any difference. That's how far gone we are. We are completely fucked. Foobar. People like Christopher Lasch have tried to tell us. Did we care? No. Did we do anything about it? No. Is this video going to make any difference? No. Because it's biological. Narcissists are in denial. They cannot self-reflect. They cannot accept responsibility. They cannot admit fault. They see the world in black and white as superior people and inferior people, good and bad, going to heaven, going to hell, God's chosen people, God's rejected people, the rich, the poor, upper class, lower class. You see, this is all splitting, otherwise known as primitive dissociation. That's a defense mechanism. Primitive, okay, in terms of defense mechanisms, primitive means infantile. So our society is made up of infantile people. That's what you see in the Matrix. Billions of people, according to Agent Smith, billions of people living in wombs, incubators. They're infantile. They've never opened their eyes. They've never seen reality. Well, narcissists are at war with reality in their complete denial of reality. The Matrix is one of our modern myths, and we should take it no less seriously than we take Greek myths or Egyptian myths. Elitism is rampant in our society. Homeless people shouldn't even exist. We're the so-called richest country in the world. Maybe a few people are rich, but the rest of us live in third world conditions here in America. Because these billionaires, they're so mentally ill that they just sit on billions of dollars and hoard all kinds of real estate, because they have no empathy. They have a pathological sense of superiority. They're pathologically envious of people who have more money than them. If you ask me, it's a spectrum. Narcissism is a spectrum of antisociality. So at the bottom, you have psychopath. At the top, you have, your average narcissist who's obsessed with their appearance and status. In the middle, maybe you've got a malignant narcissist, which is just another word for a sadistic personality disorder. And antisocial personality disorder is a sociopath, just above psychopathy. And I think it's just a spectrum, really, of antisociality. basically the empathic part of the brain never developed. 95% of the connections in the brain develop in the first 2 years of infancy during positive interactions with the mother. Well, mother's at work, so brain doesn't develop. Mother's watching TV, talking on her phone, on the computer. Where's the opportunity for the brain to develop? Mother doesn't sleep with the baby. Baby is left all alone. That's what every song on the radio is about. If I can't be with you, I will dream of you, right? I'm all alone. I want you to hold me all night long. I go crazy without you near me. You know, we're nuts. Culturally, we have a mental health crisis on our hands. Our culture is completely insane. Why? Because our mothers abandoned their children. Because they're narcissists. That and a highly industrialized capitalistic society that has normalized women abandoning their children to go to work to make capitalist money. So all this elitism, who's superior, who's inferior, all this splitting, that's a sign of a personality disorder. Black and white thinking. I think I've said enough for now. Something to think about. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.